Jake Cosplays.
Festive Yule to everyone, I guess. Whoopee, yay, pretend to be happy, and just everything else is gonna come back to you in the end. It's just another day, just like New Year's. Anyways, hey, is Santa actually Odin? Well, he could be, but he's actually someone else that we will get to in a second. From Scandinavia, you might have heard this question asked from time to time, or seen articles about it pop up during the holidays. So, did the mighty Allfather of Norse mythology, the bloody one-eyed god of battle and death, really become Jolly Old Santa in his green suit? The short answer is no. The long answer is a little bit more complex. These are some superficial similarities, such as the long beard, the snowy northern landscapes, using a flying animal to get around, and well, that's about it really. And yet you'll still see new articles posted each year about how the Norse god is really the Jolly Old Elf. And yes, some people do believe that Santa himself is an elf because of a line in the original Clement Clark Morporum. That's another conversation entirely. To be fair, elves do come from Norse pagan beliefs. Yes, they do. Very, very much so they do. Known as the Alfr. Elf is singular, in which this is also coming from Halloween, which is Elfblot. A-L-F-B-L-O-T. They were said to be shining beings of light who dwelled in their own realm, and sometimes functioned as go-betweens for the goods and humanity, perhaps a little bit like angels. In addition to these light elves, there were also dark elves and possibly swart elves that came to be known as dwarves. Dwarves are actually really potent in Norse mythology. They're the ones that actually helped Thor create his hammer, while Loki was being Loki and being a fly, going around the dwarves' heads, trying to maintain so that they could forge Thor's mighty hammer, but it was so annoying for him to do so that they made the handle short. Now, the dwarves were masters of crafting and smithing, so the idea of bearded old man having elves make toys for him does seem possible, but it's really nothing more than a coincidence. The first mention of elves working for Santa seems to be from the short story Christmas Elves by Louisa May Alcott of Little Women fame, written in 1855. No matter what anyone tells you, there is nothing connecting Odin and bringing gifts to Norse children at Yuletide except wishful thinking. But what about his eight-legged horse Sleipnir? Odin rides this magnificent beast, though the sky is through different worlds, right? Yes, he does, but that doesn't connect him to a sleigh pulled by 8 reindeer. The eight-legged horse is found in Central Asian beliefs, and the animal that a shaman can mount to ride through different worlds comes from Siberia. The reindeer, as we know them, first appeared in a pamphlet from 1821 with the rather bulky title, A New Year's Present to the Little Ones from 5 to 12, number 3 in Roman numbers, the children's friend. Some have argued that since Santa, as we know him, comes from Father Christmas must come from Odin, but this is really not the case. If anything, a more likely candidate would be the Norse god Thor, or Thor, who traveled in a sled pulled by 2 goats. Father Christmas was invented probably in the 17th century as a kind of German Protestant reaction to the Catholic veneration of Saint Nicholas, the original quote-unquote Saint Nick, who, as we've seen, did indeed bring gifts to people, though he often tried to keep it quiet. Those Protestants liked the idea of Nicholas, but wanted to take away the Catholic connections. The English also adopted the idea of Father Christmas, who was a holiday tradition by the 19th century. Nicholas survived in Catholic areas of Germany, accompanied by Krampus and a host of other horrors. And of course, the Netherlands preserved the idea of Saint Nicholas and continued to use him as a main holiday gift giver, soon to be known as Sinterklaas, from which we got Santa Claus. So sorry to say, the great god of the Vikings has little or nothing to do with our beloved gift giver.